All right, guys, so today I want to start with Project Renaissance. If you don't know what this is an indie developed Medieval 3 spiritual kind of game. Let's put it that way. It's basically a Total War YouTuber called Rampaned, which if you haven't seen already, his content is brilliant. He does campaign playthroughs of Medieval 2 and its mods. So really, seriously, highly recommend it. I've dropped a link to his YouTube channel in the video description below. And what he's doing is back in November, he announced that after, Total War Pharaoh's announcement, the game coming out and people being quite disappointed, he basically took things into his own hands to try and kickstart Medieval 3 Total War, at least the spiritual successor to Medieval 2, and it's called Project Renaissance. It's got its own YouTube channel, it's got its own Discord server as well. I've dropped both of those links in the video description as well. So yeah, lots of links to click on, and if you're interested, I highly recommend it. But let's get into the meat of this video. The first thing I want to show you guys is I had a conversation with Rampaned a few weeks ago, and lots of interesting development points to make, but the one thing he shared with me directly that isn't public yet is a kind of like a work in progress battle map for Great Britain. Now, if you don't know this, Project Renaissance was going to be a global campaign, but now it's just the British Isles. And here's a video that I want to show you guys that I want to talk about first, which is essentially a run through of this battle map that they've built. And this is Unreal Engine 5, if you don't know already. This is the scale of an individual soldier in a unit, the vegetation around it, what you can expect essentially visually a little bit at its foundation at least. So yeah, what we're going to look at here is a flyover of the battle map from northern France and Calais across the English Channel to Dover and then to London, Birmingham, and I think there's one more, Liverpool maybe, and then back across to France again. And what we can see here really is the scale of the campaign and how it's going to look on the battle map. And what really excites me is one of the things that Medieval 2 did so well compared to modern games is have a big, huge underlying battle map. And basically wherever you fought on the campaign would actually create that's kind of the strategic terrain and features of that location. If you wanted to fight on a battle, you'd fight on a massively steep incline. If you fought on a river, you'd fight with a river that had 2 or 3 bridges. So these things were there, and it made you kind of focus your strategic invasion where you wanted to have those engagements with your enemy in locations where you could actually have a bit more strategy in the battle maps. You could do that in Medieval 2, and this is one of the things that they're trying to emulate in Project Renaissance. So wherever you fight on the campaign here, you're going to get the terrain of that area, the features in terms of mountains, lakes, rivers, if there's a city in the distance, if you're in a coastline with a naval kind of force in the distance, maybe that would be cool. But yeah, basically it would show you realistically what's around in that exact location, which is really cool. And not only that, I mean, this video is really impressive to show how good Unreal Engine 5 could be for a Total War on the battle side of things. The weather up top in that skybox, the terrain is just beautiful. You've got that vegetation, which actually looks really good, realistic. I mean, modern Total War vegetation for me was always a bit subpar, but this to me looks quite good anyway. I think it's sharp, crisp, realistic looking. The mountains look really nice. Unreal Engine 5 is just really impressive. So I'm very excited to see how this is going to all look in a kind of first iteration release of Project Renaissance. But this definitely has my interest peaked. Speaking to Rampaned as well, this has taken a lot of their effort and development. There's still lots to do, of course, villages, cities, plenty more to do, but still looks really good. The other thing that I really like is the amount of water here. I mean, I know from speaking to him previously that naval battles will be a part of the game. I know that obviously they haven't started on 3D modeling or how that's going to look at all, but the fact that there's been so much water in this video is very encouraging as well. Just goes to show that naval battles are going to to be a very important feature. It's one of the most beloved, really, features of the older Total War games. So to have them here in a spiritual successor to Medieval 2, here's the Isle of Man, is really, really cool. So yeah, this is this video. He sent this over to me. I've watched it at least 5-6 times. It's a brilliant video just to showcase what they've been focusing on, this battle map side of the game that has seen huge progress. I really, really like what I see. Oh, and here's Belfast. So yeah, it goes all the way across to Ireland as well. Really good stuff. The next big news that I want to talk about is about the Discord server. So not too long ago on the Discord, we had about, I want to say 3 or 4 weeks ago, there was an XCA Dev that apparently dropped in and said, you know, I've heard of this game being developed. It's encouraging, and apparently he's been giving the team and Rampaned some advice. You know, this is how CA have been doing it. You know, I know what you're doing here and there. Have you thought about this? You need to keep it a little more realistic. And yeah, I don't know how much he's told them really, but to have an XCA Dev come in and actually you know, the positivity of just that, to come in and say, you know, I like what you're doing here. Here's what you can do. Here's my wealth of knowledge. I'll help you as much as I can. But obviously he's got his real life, his job. He's not actually going to be doing development at all either. But still, as I've said, like, to have this guy come in and give advice, expert advice from, you know, his experience of developing Total War games is really interesting and valuable. And I can't wait to see how that's going to shift the focus of effort, how that's going to impact various bits and areas. The quality of the end product, I'm sure, will have definitely increased just by this guy dropping in and offering his help. So really interesting news there. XCA Dev coming in to help them out a little bit. And finally, what I want to talk about is a little bit about how things are going on the Discord. So there have been some dev updates that have been posted. Let's have a look right now on the Discord server, which go through, you know, 3D models that have been developed. Here's a William the Conqueror, the early version, and this is the later version, which, I mean, it's a big improvement. You can totally see it, which is great. There have been some interesting kind of workarounds and systems that have been developed for battle calculations, how they're going to work, you know, what our infantry stance is going to look like, hold your ground, push, orderly retreat, which is great, marching stances as well, in formation, out of formation, column formation, marching stances, really, really cool stuff here, and other bits, you know, melee cycling at the entity level. There's all sorts of interesting detail here, which is really nice to see. So really a lot of thought and effort is going into how all of these systems are going to look. And as I said, hopefully the XCA Dev coming in, giving them a little direction, showing them how things are done at CA may hopefully have a really good influence in all of this as well. And then yeah, I think the last bit I wanted to show here was a bit about kind of actual entities and how they're looking in terms of trajectories of projectiles, the arrows actually rendering in, hit detection, things like that. You can see that happening over there. Yeah, it looks really, really good. And there's also been a few update videos that have been coming out. There's been lots of project discussions, and a few other kind of mod developers I've noticed who have come in to help out as well. And obviously people who come into the Discord can feedback, share ideas, and request certain features as well, which always breeds some really nice discussion as well. So yeah, really, really cool stuff here. As I said, if you're interested in supporting the project and you want to talk to people, like-minded people who are interested in all of this, get into the Discord. It's in the video link, in the video description below. So yeah, overall, guys, as an indie developed project, things are looking pretty good. I mean, the battle map kind of system that we saw there, the flyover, is really positive, very impressive. An XCA Dev has come in to show a little direction, give a little tips here and there. This is how it's done at CA. This is how you can do it. Some realism into the whole project, kind of injected in, maybe some energy as well. Obviously, real life gets in the way. This is a limited number of people doing this, and they're all doing it in their free time, you know, paying things out of their own pocket. Real life can get in the way. So things have been slowing down a little bit, but all of that has been focusing the energy into building this beautiful battle map that looks stunning. Getting these systems, the ideas, the foundations in place, narrowing the scope as well, trying to be more realistic with how Project Renaissance can get off the ground and actually release positively. And all of that is really, really good. So that's the gist. That's the end of this video. I wanted to go through a little bit of where Project Renaissance is at, how development is going, and what we can expect in the next 6 months, year, couple of years in terms of development. Lots of big focus on the battle side, which I love, and hopefully we see a little bit more on the campaign side as well. I really hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative. If you did, give it a like and drop any thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more like this. My face is here a little more often than usual, which is a first for me, but I'm really enjoying it. I hope you enjoyed it as well. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow for a live stream. I'll see you Wednesday for a new video, and definitely make sure to check those links in the video description for Rampaned's YouTube channel. Great content there. Broken Rampart Interactive, the game development studio trying to do this. They have a YouTube channel that's really good. Great dev blogs there, and the Discord. Get in there, talk to people, talk to Rampaned and the developers. Get to know how things are going yourself, and if you maybe can do some support in the development process. So yeah, all of that available. Get in there and do it. But that's the end of this video. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.